Hello, and welcome again to your daily devotion from the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene for Thursday, December the 3rd. Today we will be reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 49, verses 1 through 7. Here is the word of the Lord. Listen to me, you islands. Hear this, you distant nations. Before I was born, the Lord called me. From my mother's womb, he has spoken my name. He made my mouth like a sharpened sword. In the shadow of his hand, he hid me. He made me into a polished arrow and concealed me in his quiver. He said to me, "You are my servant, Israel, in whom I will display my splendor." But I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for nothing at all. Yet what is due me is in the Lord's hand, and my reward is with my God. And now the Lord says, He who formed me in the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob back to him, and gather Israel to himself. For I am honored in the eyes of the Lord, and my God has been my strength. He says, it is too small a thing for you to be my servant and restore the tribes of Jacob and bring back those of Israel I have kept. I will also make you a light for the Gentiles, that my salvation may reach to the ends of the earth. And this is what the Lord says, the Redeemer and Holy One of Israel, to him who was despised and abhorred by the nation, to the servant of the rulers. Kings will see you and stand down. Princes will see and bow down, because the Lord who is faithful, the Holy One of Israel, who has chosen you. And this is the word of the Lord. In the article titled Faithful to Save, Rebecca Jones focuses into two verses, 6b and 7b. I will also make you a light for the Gentiles, that my salvation may reach the ends of the earth. The Lord who is faithful. Have you ever wondered if God has given up on you in your place of sin? Have you ever wondered if this time you strayed too far? Cross that irreversible line where even the grace of God cannot reach you? Undoubtedly, this is the question being asked by the people of God in the place of exile. As foreigners in a foreign land, there was much uncertainty about what the future held. Was God still committed to keeping his end of the covenant when they had so badly failed to keep theirs? As is so often the case, a word from the Lord enters the most barren, desolate of places and breathes forth new hope where despair once reigned. In this place that seems beyond the reach of grace, God promises to raise up a servant who would bring salvation and restoration to his people. Redemption is coming, and not just for Israel, but for all people. Through this humble and righteous servant, not only does God reveal his continued commitments to Israel, but God continues his mission of drawing all humanity back to God. Thanks be to God. And the hymn is Let All the People Praise Thee by Leela N. Morris. Let all the people praise thee. Let all the people praise thee. Let all the people praise thy name forever and forevermore. And also from the book of Psalms, we read in chapter 40, verses 1 and 2, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. And this is your daily devotion for Thursday, December the 3rd. Have a wonderful day.